Hello. In this video, I'll teach you how to use Puzzle Brush to rapidly increase your rating. With my 3 key puzzle solving rules, we will ensure we improve our calculation abilities and our tactical vision. Now, what separates this video apart from the rest is how I will teach you how to choose the best moves by understanding and applying imbalances and general principles. We will get a lot of practice in this video, so be prepared to learn a lot today. So real quick, we calculate as much as possible. We consider every move before giving up or making a decision. And we spend as much time as we need to solve the puzzles. So thanks for giving me your time. Now let's put it to good use and begin. I'll explain every move in the calculations. So forcing moves, checks, captures, threats. This is a main one. Take the rook, check. No checks here, so it's kind of difficult for being such a low-rated puzzle. But I guess we just take the knight. There's no really follow-up. Relatively safe in the corner. Nice. So king covers these two. Rook here is mate in 1 again. Okay, this is going to be mate because this knight covers this escape square that they can block this rank. So mate in 1. Again, back rank, mate in 1. Interesting. I believe it's mate in 2. Because these are covered by this rook. Rook here check and goes down. And then rook here is mate. Because these two will be covered by this one. And this whole file will be covered by this rook. So get 1 and then 2. Mate in 2. Okay, so check here, but we can't because there's a rook and a bishop. But we can still go here. That's still gonna be back rank. A little difficult puzzle for this being so low. But the rook can block, protected by the bishop. But queen takes the rook, bishop takes, and rook here is back rank mate once again. Okay, so I see this knight here, covers this square. Queen goes there. If king were to go back there, it would be mate because this is also covered by the knight, and the queen there would be mate. King can't take the queen because the knight would take the king. Yep. So king will be going here. And then we can still go to that square with the queen. King will be forced to go here. Queen down here. King up there. Queen here. So it's like mate in 4 or something. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hope that wasn't too fast, but yeah. 1 here, covered by the knight. So 2. This is covered by the pawn. So this is forced here. Then queen here is at 3. And then actually this is where it would be forced to go to, not here, because it's the pattern. And then wait, what is the actual move? This is covered by the knight. Oh, wait. That's not, I made a mistake in my calculation, so I think 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5, not 4. But yeah, it didn't make us go through all that, I guess. Back rank again. So we take this pawn to make the king go to the corner and have this gap here. Then we will sacrifice the queen. Rook takes back. Our rook takes. So, and of course, no, the queen can take this pawn because the rook. So, main 3. Righty. Looks like the move will be rook over. Maybe. I'm not sure yet. A little difficult looking. If so, king could just go here. This is very odd. We don't have any extremely forcing moves. We go here with the rook. Defended by this pawn. And then if king goes up, we take this pawn, we check. I don't want to do that. So king goes down. Do we just still take this pawn instead of try to survive? Because wait, we're white. Embarrassing. Let's mate in one. Black's in a tough position there. This pawn defends that square. These are the two escape squares. This is blocked by the bishop. This is covered by the king. So, mate in one. Okay, mate in two. Bishop here, check. King's forced to go over, and then queen goes there, defended by the bishop. Mate in two. We're in check. So we have to, if we take the knight, bishop takes, we take that queen. The bishop seems pretty nice. Okay. Maybe I should have went into more detail there, but we found the answer. It's a nice little puzzle. Oh, here we see a lot. Probably gonna take the knight, take with the knight. Attack the rook. Pawn takes knight, queen takes rook. So check. Two. And this is setting up a discovered check where we move the knight. Capture the rook, also be checked with the queen, potentially. So 1, 2, pawn takes, 3, queen takes rook. Can't do that too fast because the knight covers that square. But we can go here. That's just mate in one. Nothing else can attack the square to take the knight. King can't go there because the queen, and this is check with the knight. Mate in one. What? I mean, this is check. Rook blocks, and we take, because this bishop defends that square. Without that bishop, we'd be screwed. But yep, we just force the rook to go back and go to the square, capture the rook. Main two. Oh, the bishop blocks too. It's main three. Of course, missed something. I'm looking at this first. This move first. Even though the queen does a nice job blocking the king in there, covering the square, but we've got to do something to move the king. So I think this is the move. The king's forced to go back. Bishop covers the square. The rook takes for check. King goes back, and then the queen actually can take this because it will be covered by the rook on the square. So mate in 3, I believe. Yep, perfect. We got 2 checks here, but do they actually work? We want to take this bishop first. How do we get our queen in the game? Are we supposed to? That's not going to be very good, probably. But we want to move this. But there's probably something better than that, too. Just what is it? What could it be? Ah, okay, I see now. So, if we take this bishop first, they would have to take back with the queen, avoid losing material. Checks captures threat, so capture is pretty forcing because they don't want to lose material. Bishop takes, queen takes. Then what's going to happen is knight takes, knight check. Knight goes here, check. King is forced to move, or probably just take the knight with the pawn. And then our queen will be able to take this queen. So that's a discovered, it's a discovered attack from the queen to this queen. So 1, 2, and 3. We're winning a queen. So this would be mate if there wasn't a knight. Gotta watch out for that. Can we just push the pawn forward? And that's actually mate. These are covered by the queen. This is covered by the queen, and this will be check with the pawn. Mate in 1. Oof, another difficult looking puzzle. Not immediately obvious, so I want to just take that. That'd be cool. Or take this. That's threatening mate. So pawn takes. Here. Could also just do that. Maybe. I don't know. Is rook going to be doing anything? It makes me think it's going to be some kind of back rank. Not really. Wish we had a knight. This makes me feel like this is right. This is threatening the mate there, or threatening to take the knight. And then that'll be threatening mate because this is covered by the pawn. So we probably don't want to take this. We want to keep this pawn here so we can use it to get the queen there and mate. So say just they take with the pawn. Then what do we do? Like, do we push the pawn forward? Yes, yes. Then we could take this knight. Yep, okay. So that does do something for us because the pawn displaces the king. And the king is the only piece defending this knight. So this is probably the right move. If they try to defend... we just trade? And then, yeah, then we win the material. Because rook takes, and then our rook takes second. So they can't actually defend with their queen. Oh. This is a tough one. What was this pawn takes bishop? Queen check. Defend. I like that. Well, we made a mistake, but we can still try to get to 40. Just 22 more puzzles. It's kind of a lot, actually. Sounds like a lot, but gotta improve. This check will force the king to go here. So always love forcing moves. Then rook check here. Force the king to move again. And then this is looking very promising. I really don't want to calculate that much. Just don't want to take too long. I don't want this to be an hour-long video. But let's just make sure this is going to be the right move. These are covered by the queen. I'll just say this might be the best for the king to get close to the queen and its pieces. And then, yeah, this will be covered by the rook and the pawn. But the pawn is nice. So the king will go over again, and then we can move the rook here, actually. Not too much calculation. Because the queen defends that square, and this rook will pin the queen to the king. Let's see if I was right. Nope, I was wrong. How nice. What could it... How is this wrong? What? That's what I did. And then this is wrong? How is that wrong? There's nowhere... What? That's what I moved. I did a misclick, guys. I'm really sorry about that. I knew how to solve the puzzle, of course. Okay, well, we're going to get as far as we can. We're going strong. Mate in 1. Bishop locks in the king. This is covered by the king and the queen. So yeah, when you're doing puzzles, make sure you don't misclick. It's lesson learned. If you learn nothing else, just learn that. But, and also the importance of looking at every move, which I'm not really doing because I'm trying to get this done somewhat quick. But we're still going to be using principles and calculating. So we would look for checks first, then capture some threats. Can't really check the king. Checks capture the queen. Or threats. So this would just trade off. Can't fork the king and bishop. It's probably not that capture. This doesn't seem to do much. They can take, but we look at it anyway. So, what kind of things can we threaten? We can threaten to put the queen here, and defended by this knight, and that's gonna be like powerful threat. It's almost mate. Then we move the knight. Discovered attack. Bishop attack, and yep. So if we can get our queen here, that's just winning. How do we do that? There actually is a check I missed, huh? But we keep looking. That's a check. This is covered by the bishop. So if king goes here, queen goes here, and the king will be forced to go here. So that's looking good already. If not, then yeah, we're just going to be rock solid if they go to the corner. So yeah, since they don't want to lose their queen to the knight, like I showed, they're going to be going to the right. And we don't have to calculate because we know it's the right move now for sure. Like the other, sometimes I say that and I'm wrong, but there's no better move. You can trust me on that position. 20 more puzzles to go. We're halfway through. This is a nice check here. This is all covered. Bishop and pawn. So it looks like this would be forced. Queen goes where? Queen goes here. That's mate 2. Hopefully I didn't make any mistakes. There we go. No way, we just got a mate in 1? Not even just a back rank? A lot of people probably play this and that's why they get the puzzle wrong. But you don't need to do that. You can just go here first, I believe. Because this rook covers that square, so mate in 1. This is the first check I see. And they're just going to block with the rooks, so yep. Here, take, block, checkmate. Well, actually, wait, the knight. The knight can block. You gotta look at that too. Okay. Do we do like a rook here to make the king capture the rook? Then queen captures the knight. Check. King goes up. Rook goes over. Check. Then I guess the queen can block and we win the queen. That's a lot, but it's back rank mate pretty much is what you need to know for the first part. Oh, they just block with the queen knight immediately, of course. They don't need to lose their rooks for nothing. But yeah, so rook here. King takes. Do we just do, yeah, we have to do queen first and then rook. Perfect. Now is the rook. They block, like I said, but they actually just went here. Because this we'd actually take the rook and the pawn will protect. And that's like not good for them. Not quite mate, I don't think. No checks. They're obvious. What about the knight? Got check there. Check here. This is good because they can't really take with the pawn or else opens up this file. The principle there, you kind of want to keep your king safe. King safety number 1. King safety, material, piece activity, pawn structure. Those are the 4 core imbalances, and then pawn structure and piece activity go into a lot more depth. So just if we do this, they're not forced to take with the pawn. They can just go back. I don't think that's leading anywhere. This clears up room. Yeah, that's actually good because that'll leave up the square for the queen to go, defended by the pawn. But it might not quite be forcing enough because the king can go to the side. And if we went there, we'd be threatening this, but they would take the knight. Let's see, is there something else I think I saw? Do we sacrifice the queen? And taking is forced because then it'd be queen would here, defended by the knight would be mate. So here. Yeah, well, if they go there, that's completely different. Then we just go here and move the rook over, right? Queen here, queen takes knight, rook over here, and this is a battery with the queen and the rook, threatening mate. But I think most likely they'll go here. We take it here. They take back. We go here. This is covered by the rook, covered by the pawn, so it's mate. Sort of like a variation of, I think, Anastasia's mate. We've got the knight covering 2 runaway squares. This time it's just knight covering 1 runaway square, and then the pawn covering the other one. So check, sacrifice, and then mate, because those are covered. Oh, we only made it 23. Well, we could still got some calculation in there. Did you just do this first or something? It's always the move order that gets me. What is going on? There's no way, man. King goes here. After we go rook here, king goes here. Alright, so I think I've learned more than anybody else from these puzzles. Well, there we go. Thanks for watching.